your domot again like Land Rover today to bring on our rishi matter them, especially matter will concern me and you and will they affect us for inside Nigeria. My name is Precious Enyi. Welcome to today's show. So today for inside the show, we'll go look at matter where they very important to us. Make I tell you, I not tell you. I go tell you when we enter this break come out. After this break, I go yarn you waiting we get for you. Stay with us. Welcome back, Nancy Lantom, the Good Morning Nigeria show. Now you day. So today we want to look at Nigerian media. Somebody go say, waiting be media, radio, television, newspaper, even social media now. For everything na media, and I make everybody now na media experts. We want touchlight matter we get to do in Nigerian media. Waiting be their influence, which hand they don't put, how they don't affect our politics for Nigeria. Now waiting we won't look. I won't look am closely. I won't come close. Look am. No, they won't be say good day for far. They look am. And I waiting make me go bring ogbonge person will be say he himself kajad well for inside the industry because it doesn't kind matter where be say not be small children they put matter inside now elders. And I make from my part of town. You see that gizzard of chicken here. Not try him. Now the elder of the house, now in the chop am. Olorioko, now in the chop am. And I don't bring one Olorioko come inside studio to sit down, talk this matter with me. Oga Peter Osamgbi, him, na person we kajad well for inside the media industry because he's don't get years of experience for this industry. Oga Peter, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Precious.
And the way I call you, you answer me, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So when they look at the influence or the hand way media don't get for inside our politics. First of all, you agree, say our media, that is radio, television, and all media, don't in one way or the other influence politics in Nigeria. You agree?
Oh yes, they don't. They don't influence us well over time, throughout our history. In fact, throughout independence period, the media don't play very influential role. Particularly during the struggle for independence, West African Pilots, and some of those newspapers of that era, and thereafter.
I remember Times Magazine of those days,
and then thereafter
News Watch of those days.
Exactly, you now get Sketch. Nobody they remember Daily Sketch again. Nigerian Observer still there, Tribune still there, But all of them now don't they lose their mojo, if you like. But the point that they make, they say. Over time, throughout history, the media have always played very fundamental role for our politics, and they have influenced our politics.
Okay, so we could look inside the media proper. How you go see the media don't take grow over time? So you don't mention all these newspapers now. That means some don't cost, some don't come, some go.
Yeah.
Some see they come back again.
Right.
And some day will be say among these ones say they come now, they no go fit stay long, they will still go.
Sure.
Why some day will be say they don't date since and they still date till now? How is fit help us chronicle the growth of the media for Nigeria?
The growth of media for Nigeria and success and fall. Just like we say in history, nations rise and fall. The media industry has risen, gotten to the zenith, and then fall. And then they
if you say the time when they reach the zenith?
Yes, now.
At what time is that?
Particularly during the military era, in the 80s and early 90s.
Oh, wow.
In fact, the people will hold this country together for that period, not the media. The media were credible then, they were responsible, they were responsive, they set agenda for governance, they set agenda for the people, they influenced the people.
And the military no gag them.
The military gagged them and they resisted and they survived. Okay? And part of the crisis where the media for Nigeria get, now the military. The military destroyed them. But they were able to resist. It's like never kill the beetle. So, but the point I'm making is say there was a period when, and the changing phases of life, development. In fact, it was recently that I was driving to Apapa, last week. I was going to Apapa. On top of that bridge, you see New Nigeria newspaper. And I smiled. I remember how I will carry story from clients. They go New Nigeria to go give them for New Nigeria. And then go give them for Apapa. Go give, this is a hard copy.
Because that and courier drivers, they know even all this kind of scenario we get now.
Now that you can sit down in the comfort of your home and just send message either through WhatsApp or email and soft copy and that's and they'll run with it. So you could see the resilience. So they don't try for that period. And, you know, the people of that period even deserve some kind of admiration, how they were able to cope and manage within that period, unlike the period that we are in now, that you can sit here and even interview somebody live program in his house. You people have interviewed me, you understand, on Zoom, all that no day before. But now, you don't do. So Nigerian media don't progress and don't develop with, you know, with technology, as it were. And importantly, like I was trying to say the Nigerian media, now they hold democracy for Nigeria, now they hold Nigeria for don't disintegrate since, particularly in the 80s. But that's not to say that, you know, there are no challenges. And they pay the prices. They pay the price for holding the country together.
Which kind of price? Like it not turn out well for them?
No, they pay the price in terms of media harassment by government, military. Remember that time they jailed Dele Thompson and Nduka Irabo, and on principle, you know, they stood their ground, refused to apologize, refused to disclose their sources and all that. I'm sure that will not happen this, you know, now, because the average Nigerian, the Nigerian media don't lose that professionalism. See, if they hold one person, if they hold any journalist now, waiting for your source, where did you get this story from? You go begin running about. But those people were ready.
You know, sure say that now because of maybe the people who did the democracy now, they use the military against the people more now.
No,
if not be the military, if not be, you know, because of waiting government go fit do me, why I go reveal my source?
No, as at that time it was even more dangerous because the military can do you anything, but now you can go to court, people can fight for you and all that. So, but then there was professionalism, all right? There was patriotism. People were patriotic. Those journalists were patriotic, and they were professional as well.
So, how we take lose them?
Yes, now, what is it called? Lack of professionalism, greed, and then putting a lack of patriotism, and then putting what is it called? Self-aggrandizement before. What was it called?
You don't think say fear gets a lot to do with some of the things that happen? Because a lot of media people we just stand up, disappear. Different newspapers we don't find their reporters, they don't see them again.
No,
people we don't get problem. So you don't feel say maybe if people don't look and say for this country where I go fit tweet one thing about presidents now for my house for inside Jigawa State, they will come catch me say how you tweet this thing, but meanwhile no go fit catch bandits where they do their bad men. So you know if you say na fear. Follow they make people.
No, not necessarily fear. The point we say the reward too. The journalist go tell himself say, after all, they pay me well for where I did. If anything happened to me now, who will take care of my family? You know, and then lack of patriotism. You see, we need to look at the word patriotism. You know, if you check with our, you know, leaders before, would they say that Murtala Muhammad was a patriotic leader? Tafawa Balewa was a patriotic leader. Awo was patriotic. Zeke was patriotic. Don't you understand? In other words,
that means they just think only of the country. They need to think of themselves.
Not at all.
They need to think of how much they go collect for their
exactly.
pocket.
So as a journalist, when you do this job, you go tell yourself, say, the nation, you are doing this in the best interest of Nigeria.
Whether you chop food or you
or not, it doesn't matter to you.
It's possible because person self go chop food to do work.
Yeah, but integrity, and that's where I come in. Professionalism, where every industry get professional ethics, whether it is in engineering, whether it is in history, whether it is in media, whether it is in medicine, architecture, then get professional ethics. And that is why, irrespective, and that's the beauty of journalism. Journalism is an all-comers affair. If you have the flair, and if you ask me, outside people where they in the arts, you know, whether you read history, philosophy, sociology, theater arts, mass communication, and all that, you know, you have
a lot of science students they enter inside.
Then they enter now, but
they do well too.
Then they do well. Hold on now, then get the flair.
Okay.
But again, you will not need to. It's not everybody that will have the benefit of going to school of journalism. But that's where proprietors of media houses now have a role to play, to develop in-house, what is it called, training, capacity building for their staff. And that is where all those professional ethics will now, you know, come to fore. Because you are a journalist. Yeah, what makes you a journalist is not just your ability to write stories, but it is your ability too to know the ethics and live it out. All right? I didn't study journalism. My first degree, master's degree is history, MBA, all right, 2 master's degrees. Okay. But I also went to London School of Journalism to do
journalism.
Okay, so some courses, all right? Some courses. I've been there 3 times for some courses.
So make we look at how the media don't help to, you know, put mouth for waiting concern politics for Nigeria. How you think say they don't help for politics discussion and discourse?
Yes, are you talking in recent times or previous?
Over time.
Over time, yeah, well, so that we don't limit it. If we limit it to this period, it's a sorry story.
Hey,
it's a sorry case.
Start with the good case before enter the sorry state.
Now,
so that we even know where, you know, when the team better, how it be like. And now we be say we say no team better, how it be like.
In those days, ordinarily, what's the role of the media in politics? The role of the media is to inform. All right, is to educate, to set agenda. All right, in politics over time in the 60s, we read that in our history books, how media houses will set, you take a position. It's not wrong for a media house to say, I agree with MPN, or I agree with MPP or UPN policy on education. Everybody wanted free education. And UPN came up with, you know, how they will fund the education, a free education and all that. So a media house can identify with that program and project it. And that will influence people to vote in UPN or whatever it is. Now, that was the role of the media then. The media helped in projecting good policies. The media also helped in exposing, you know, policy failures, corruption, you know, and all that. But they've done well over time. But we started losing it, you know, during the military era, particularly towards the twilight of the military incursion in politics. And then when we now in 1999.
I want to ask you which area be the twilight.
Yes,
so
yes.
The Abacha.
Yes, the Abacha time, you know, you know, from Abacha time to, you know, Abdul Salam Abubakar, when Obasanjo took over. Now the media now began to lose credibility. How?
What did they do when make you think
yes. Now the media was no longer interested in, is like the politicians are corrupt. The politicians have brought that corruption into the military, into the media industry, and and that has made the average journalist to be laid back. Okay? You're no longer working hard. Nobody is interested in breaking a story. Nobody is interested in, you know, I broke this story, I have this knowledge. Nobody is interested in investigating a matter. Like this Betty Edu matter that came up. But people would have expounded on it, taken it further than it is now. Okay? And the media ought to, at the end of the day, present itself as a real fourth estate of the realm that will defend the people and their views instead of the politicians themselves. So the media have seen themselves as, well, these politicians, they've corrupted the system, it doesn't matter anyway. And that has contributed immensely to the destruction of our polity. So the success...
And that's place to still till now.
Now there we day now, we'll never recover, and it's a tragedy.
All right, so you know, when people they talk about this whole media issue and how media don't use you know, help inside the political discussion and all that, and based on what you talk now, say the owners of politicians can't they involved for inside media, say and then come water down the media and all that. You know, look like saying because of say some of these media houses, especially modern ones, they owned by politicians. I don't want to say up to 70% or more than 70% of them.
Yes.
You know, if you're saying because of say then they owned primarily by politicians, and the person when they pay the piper, play the piper, now you go dictate the tune. But let me answer this question after the break. When they come back, my people will take small break when they come back. Welcome back. Now, still on the Good Morning Naija Show Extra. Now you day, and before we go on break, we'll be talk to Oga Peter Osamgbi, will be Oga Pata for inside media matter. That is radio, television, newspaper, everything we get to do with media matter in strong. Well, in Kajat for that side. We don't the yan, you know, matter we concern the media, whether they don't get hand for inside politics matter, and how it be say they don't help the matter they grow for inside the country. So, Oga Peter, before we go on break, I mean, just I go ask you one question concerning, you know, what you talk when you say media, say media don't let, as politicians begin they involved from media, say don't let politicians bring their politics into media, can they water them down. I can't ask you, say, things saying that because of, say, great percentage of the media houses we get for Nigeria, and I dare to say more than half of them, now politicians get them. So things in a situation where you be a person will get the piper, now they dictate it,
Not necessarily, because the media is supposed to be an independent body.
But you go for the independence when you be a person will get me a politician.
Yes, but
there is always an interest.
Yeah, but where is your professionalism? And this is what we talk about. What I talk about professionalism, where ethics teaches that you must separate personal interest from your personal job.
But people, but even abroad, they separate their personal interest from personal job, because you see, country like the United States, for instance, where you see a mainstream media like Fox News, see that one, they purely Republican.
Sure.
And you go notice from their reportage and all that, they push things we get to put the Republican Party in a good light and to talk down on the Democrats. Meanwhile, CNN, they do the reverse because themselves they be pro-Democrat. So things are just universal thing.
Yeah, well, to some extent, but at the end of the day, it is not. It's an ideological thing, and the difference between that and our own now, we say this one now, our own now, not based on ideological leanings.
Why? Because
whereas
in the
60s, in the 60s, it was ideologically based in Nigeria. West African pilots, and all that. So they will all take a position based on belief, not on the politician will get them. I don't know if you understand.
I understand.
Yeah, say, look, we want to pursue this. So
the paper they know say that like this area of media won't cover.
Exactly. So so even in England, that Guardian newspaper is Labour. Sun newspaper is conservative. And because they pursue conservative ideas. And then these other people, there's this other newspaper, I've forgotten the name now, is Liberal Democrat in the UK. So every paper, you have your own agenda setting thing to pursue certain beliefs and ideas. And
you live true to everyone.
Exactly. So in the case of Nigeria, they come now, be like that, because the same, just like your politicians, somebody who says is liberal today, tomorrow he becomes conservative. So you can't change like that.
And now what I want to tell you? I want to say think that now because of in the first place for Nigeria will not get politics of ideology. So because it will not get ideologically driven politics for Nigeria, and waiting make
but you now as a journalist, you now as a writer, as a columnist, you will get sense of belief. There are certain things you cannot be seen. Take for instance, I'm a Catholic. I cannot under any circumstance be seen to be advocating divorce. Because the Catholic faith does not support divorce.
Agamo no go for that matter.
No, it's a different matter.
So you mean say woman husband go to kill him for house, or husband go to wife go to kill husband for house?
No, make we not go there. No, make we not go there. No, make we not go there.
Don't make me feel.
No, make we not go there. That's a different. But I'm only just telling you.
Okay. So because of the ideology, because
of the belief. This is not my belief. Don't you understand? So at the end of the day, journalists must define this. Because that's what defines you. I know I met Dele Thompson some years ago, and he told me that one newspaper wanted him to come and work for them. And you know what he said to me? And they were paying him good money. And he said no, that he wouldn't work for them. I said, why? He said, because I don't believe in their methodology. Dele Thompson, principle. On principle, no, I cannot. So you see somebody from newspaper A, go to newspaper B go to the newspaper. And all these newspapers represent different views and different ideologies. So also our politicians from party A, B, C, D. Even if a devil party come out, they call themselves devil and they are in government, and every other person will now move to that. So we must define this. And the newspapers, the journalists themselves, because we are intellectually lazy, we don't read. We don't read. So we don't pursue any ideology. We don't define things.
Because as they talk this, well, maybe I just want to begin call media houses But I say make
no need to call media houses.
I don't want to call media houses.
And I come they say now, say we. So meaning I'm putting myself, maybe nobody say.
Because at the looks of media houses, there's some way we say they actually like pro this present ruling party. There's some way they like anti the ruling party.
We know them.
You know understand.
We know them. We know them.
Those ones not be their own way of also
but in doing that,
ideology.
yeah, no, but in doing that, you cannot see I'm wearing the black glasses, all right, and I was saying I'm white. It's not true. That's falsehood. You cannot be said to be.
So even though you support your ideology, make it fair.
You get fair
in your reportage.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Exactly. So it is only in the area of opinion that you can now begin to marshal out, those arguments. But in terms of reporter, like I know a TV station who is pro this government, anything that is not, that is not pro this government,
they carry the news.
That's not
news,
journalism.
Any news where no puts the station in a very good light.
That's not journalism. Now I'm at a loss. I have a problem now, but I try to, my daughter is in final year reading mass communication in Uniben. She doesn't like watching Nigerian media. I said, look, you cannot say you are in this country studying mass communication in a Nigerian university without exposing yourself to some of these media houses, even so that it will even help you in your argument. Point is that they misinform. They are just like what we identify now when it say they go see truth because it has to do with a government of the day and they are supporting, they go job for sure. So she's confused. And I said, look, that's where you need a critical mind. Watch all of them. Sieve the truth from whatever. But you know what she said? She said, so what of the average person who didn't read mass comm, who didn't read journalism? How is that person now going to now have opportunity to now begin to have this thing to begin to identify the one that is true or false and all that? So that's the problem.
Okay, so we could look at how media don't help. In your opinion, you think the media don't help to form an opinion about people or political office holders or any issue at all? Media don't help in any way to form an opinion about those kind of things.
Yes,
and if you give us some examples.
Yeah, they did. Take for instance, some media houses have helped to create a demon out of somebody. Yes, they have.
You don't want to give me an example?
No, you go there unfair.
As you mentioned demon now, for like hearing.
No. You go there unfair. As you mentioned
demon out of somebody, I just imagine waiting. I be once waiting. They like waiting. People they talk, say the Western media they do to Vladimir Putin.
Yes, exactly. That's the. Whereas the same media have also made a scent out of a criminal. Do you understand? So I don't want to call name, but you can infer whatever you want. But truth of the matter is that the Nigerian media can demonize you, and the Nigerian media can make you a saint.
A way.
And it is wrong. Call a spade a spade. If you see evil, say this is evil. But if this is okay, take for instance, during the election period, and speaking on camera, you understand. You particularly if you don't do it every time like somebody like you. As a politician, mistakes are bound to be made. And there's this politician who, on a few occasions, statistics, he's made a few mistakes, in terms of tenses and all that, and he gave a different figure. And they labeled him a lie. And over time, throughout the electionary campaign, they saw him as a liar, to the extent that people even started doubting his name. I don't know if you get it. Whereas, there's also a politician whose credibility was in doubt, and the media created him to be a saint.
Credibility
in all facets. In all facets of life.
Village, including
everything about him.
All facets of life.
Everything. All facets of life. So
from how they born the person.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the same media have made the person a saint. See, we
if you say that media, they make those people look
exactly. Like and then the same media, and this is painful, the same media have divided Nigeria. Nigeria is brutally divided along ethnic lines. I was saddened during this Bet I Do crisis. A few people from our constituency say, let us support our own. And the media. Some people from the north then were being the advocates when they support Buhari, no matter whether irrespective. So, and you see the media, mainstream media. If it is social media, anything goes. Mainstream media carrying that kind of news is scandalous. It is evil. Where's your patriotic ethos? Where's your professionalism? You don't allow that. I'll give you an example. I don't know how much you know football. Michael Owen, one of the best British English strikers, he went to Real Madrid. He was playing for Liverpool. He went to Real Madrid and didn't have a successful career in Real Madrid. But England needed him. And then Real Madrid did away with him. Guess what? As he was returning, Sun newspaper, I framed that editorial, took one page, editorial page, and said why Michael Owen must play for the top 3 British teams. Man U, Liverpool, Arsenal, 4 actually, and Chelsea. In other words, as you return, all these 4 top teams, make una go buy a move. In the interest of England. In the interest of England, that he must not play aside any of these top 4 teams.
So if Barcelona like when they do the waiting they do.
Yes, but if, as he returns to England, he must play for these 4 top teams. What do you call that? Patriotism. The newspaper, they don't have any personal relationship with Michael Owen. But in the interest of England, in the interest of the success of England, you must play for this top. He ended up playing. That's how he went to Man U. He ended up playing for Man U. So you see, you must espouse patriotism in what you do. There are certain things you say, no, this is not in the interest of the country. This can't.
Okay, so if you get all this ideology, all this one where you don't talk now, you feel seeing an instance where the media don't shaping people's opinion in different way, or if you say other instances don't the way media don't help shaping opinion of the masses generally. I mean, for Nigeria, they likely to
no, well,
because you know, say they talk about the fact say media don't help divide us in ethnic lines. I even feel say religious lines follow for that matter.
It follow, but they give it to them to, and like I said, in the twilight of the military era, you know, even during the pro-democracy thing, they were able to build public opinion to do away with the military. To say no, we don't want military again. So the media.
So are they shaping that? No,
yes. The media working with pro-democracy, because if whatever those pro-democracy people did, if the media did not back them, it would have been.
So you don't remind me now. If you see the media also follow for waiting make us hate subsidy. If you see subsidy must go.
Oh yes, because
at some point everybody say okay, we know say go, but more na do this.
No, but the media were dishonest then, because and the politicians who were telling them resist to resist President Jonathan as at that time. You see, when a government thinks out a policy...
No, I mean within last 2 years.
No, hold on, I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
When a government comes up with a policy, what you do, any intelligent media organization, you take the policy, read it, digest it, and come up with a position why you support that policy or why you're opposed to that policy. As at that time that Goodluck Jonathan proposed it, the media houses, all of them, without reading the policy and looking at the benefit, long-term benefit, eventually it was dropped. Now, we knew we were going to get to this bus stop where we are in now. And that's why I'm not supporting those who are saying that, things are rough, Tinubu has not done anything. Truth of the matter is that we need to give him time to be able to, manage the system. Now, the same media turned around again to support the removal of subsidy. Contradiction. Contradiction.
So during Jonathan time, all of them been talk against that.
Say lie.
Do lie.
Then in the long run, if that decision had been taken long ago, during that Jonathan time would have been a lot better off now. And that is what I'm saying. Fair enough. What Tinubu has done now is okay. Let's give him some time. It's for the overall benefit. So the media had contradicted itself within a space of 10 years. Who does that? Okay,
so make we even look at social media, because of social media now, almost everybody in a presenter, almost everybody in a media expert. They say, oh, media personality this, media personality that, but that person are just because of social media in the media personality. So if you say social media as a part of media don't in any way influence political discussions, for example.
Yes, but on the negative.
On the negative.
On the negative.
But why do you say on the negative? Because there are others that people fit.
Hold on, there are certain things. There are certain things you can't run in this your station. But social media is all sorts. Social media is all sorts. And you and I know that on social media, they can edit your head off, put the head of any call girl, and they say, see her.
Now precious be that.
Now precious be that. And all that. And nothing happens. So nobody. But you can try that, yeah. So they've influenced, and the even our values, our societal values have been eroded by social media. Fine, it's the way to go now, that's what the world is. But it has very dangerous and negative influence over people. What is being celebrated on social media is not success, it's falsehood, false life, and it's destroying people's lives.
Okay, but a lot of people will say during the past election, saying that social media also fits don't play a huge role in sensitizing and creating awareness, because part of the awareness that people get for the last election, they went to social media. Yes or no? You think it's social media?
And before I answer that, I will take you back to the Jonathan 2015 election to see the negative listen of social media. A group of them will just get them for room. 50 people buy their computer, and they go to write for social media, thinking that that's the general view of people. It's not true.
And that's what they think that two people tweeting in a room. That's what they think that two people tweeting in a room in this one too now.
No, this is.
So this is more generic.
Exactly. Exactly. So whereas yes, he played a role in the last election, and a divisive role, and that was why you saw that there was always tension on social media.
So agree, say you actually play a good role in creating awareness?
No, it's not create good
role. All right, my people. We'll come back, we'll go look at other things BBC media fits don't put on for as a concerned politics discussion for inside Nigeria. That's now after this break, when they come back. All right, welcome back. Now, still on top of the Good Morning Nigeria Extra. Now we do. We'll see they talk with Osamgbi, so they talk light. What's it get to do with the media and the role where they don't play for inside our politics matter for inside the country. So you don't hear us plenty things, but make we look at as person within inside the system. You don't mention say one of the problems we media get now as politicians enter, they begin interfere and a part of waiting water than media. If you just help us name other things we fit the drag the media for like we make it no fit really function the way it's supposed to function, especially as a concerned political discussion.
Yes.
Because they say now when you find the problem, now you go know the solution of the problem.
One of the things, all right, where they affect media, whether or not they fit, they perform well. Now, poverty.
Poverty. Oh wow.
Yes, the media is not well remunerated. They are not well remunerated. And
most of them they owe salaries.
Salaries.
Ew.
And, that is bad. And then what that means, it exposes the journalists.
They call me like cash and carry.
Yes, cash and carry. And it's like like I said, my daughter is in Uniben, and there's a second one again in Uniben, and my wife and I will always say, no, it's important not to leave them cashless. Yes, because
the thing will make them vulnerable.
Vulnerable now, because you say, yes, look, I've given you so much, it's to last you 1 month. If it doesn't last you 1 month, you're on your own. You use that to threaten them. But you and I know that by 20th, okay, we say, make we hear that we know, say yes, because you don't want them to be vulnerable. They are girls.
Maybe come begin collect money.
Exactly.
Or do things they're not
supposed to. If they won't get friend, make them get friend because there's a connect. They like the person because of the intellect, because of whatever reason, but not because the person they give money. You don't want to encourage that. Now, that is the way it is. The analogy when they use for this media thing. These people are poorly remunerated. And even in the poor remuneration, you don't even pay them in time. The money, they see them in time 2 months, 3 months before them. So what does that mean? You use what you have to get what you want. That is the problem. Whereas this is a fourth estate of the realm that ought to play a role in nation building.
So you think the media know as prestige as it's supposed to?
No, there's no prestige again. Before for Nigeria. No, for Nigeria. Before. And even in Africa, I went for an event. I was managing for a client in Ghana. The vice president of Ghana was there at the event. They brought their media, their journalists. And immediately after the program, they all surrounded me. I said, am I going to go like that? I said, I don't understand. I pretended. I said, no, now. You can't come here and then, have an event. And so do you want the journalist to write the story? I said, okay, now I understand.
You put ink for the pen.
Yeah, definitely. I said, I now understand. Pretended as if I didn't know. And so it's an African thing. The same thing in Rwanda. I was there. So it's an African thing. Whereas in some of those gatherings, once you finish, you see those foreign reporters, foreign journalists, not because of their skin, because you have some Africans who actually work for this foreign organization. A foreign media organization. They just leave, they disperse. But these ones don't. They go and prepare. They are more interested in writing a very wonderful story that will, sell their organization.
So that one a leadership issue.
No, say, I don't talk poverty, and I also don't talk about the person will get the thing we know fits managing business well, and that's where leadership comes in. Because you're supposed to, you're not supposed to carry more than you can. But it's like person will go marry, you instead of marrying one wife, if you marry only one wife, you go marry 2 wives, join a minute 3 wives. Well, I go there. So if you are able to take care of 20 journalists in your organization, let it be. But if you not have about 50 to 80, if you pay them, what point are you making? So poverty. And then again, too, lack of training. I'm concerned about this training. Because
garbage in, garbage out.
Yes, because I now tell you, because the journalists themselves too, some of us beyond PR and media consultancy, you do some other things. Take for instance, you are a writer. You can write. You write people's speeches. You write.
Customer service.
Exactly. So you can write you can write speeches for people. You can write books for, and they pay you.
And
do training. So organizations can hire you as a journalist to come and train their PR and communication department. So you must think beyond going to write stories and create stories and all that. I don't know if you get it. So the earlier we begin to be dynamic in thought and be, cerebral, if you like, then the better for us. So don't just limit yourself.
Now.
Yes.
People just diversify their income.
Diversify as a person. Then as an organization, the organization should, empower their staff through capacity training. All right? For professional purposes is important.
Say most organizations don't even get time to train again now. That's another one.
And so
they don't get the funding and they go train finish. You know how prostitutional kind of stuff and the industry they will be say, after you train you finish now you don't hop enter another media house, go work for another media house.
No, well, for the period where the person did there, it go affect your organization. So even if you train and finish in 2 weeks a day, no problem. Right. It's a training, capacity training is a continuum. Right. It's not a one-off or shouldn't be a one-off.
So you feel so if you get there again one
Yes, hopefully.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Oga Peter Osamgbi, as you don't follow us footman for inside this matter. It's
thank you.
Thank you plenty.
Thank you very much.
I hope see next time when I call you.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Nigeria and here we go break on top of the Good Morning Nigeria show. You can pack my load, go house, go sleep. Another time we'll go see again. My name is Precious Enyi, and well done.
Thank you.